This is a duo that we didn't expect. Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry were just spotted out for dinner together in Montreal.
Katy Perry just had a wild dinner date with none other than Justin Trudeau, the former Prime Minister of Canada. What is even happening? Seriously, Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau out together in Montreal? That's one duo nobody saw coming in 2025. Katy's been single for a minute, and Trudeau's reportedly flying solo too. But this combo is straight up random. They were spotted at a fancy, high-end restaurant in the heart of Montreal, looking like they were on a legit date. And it wasn't some secret meetup. They were out in the open, like they wanted to be seen. And yes, there's actual footage of this dinner. We've got video proof of the whole thing. We're gonna play it, and I'll keep the background audio turned up, because maybe you'll catch something I missed. You never know. That video really did feel like some fancy restaurant ASMR, but let's break down more of this unexpected dinner. So the spot they hit up is called Lawn. And yeah, I had to double check that spelling too. Super sleek, high-end vibes. I got so curious, I even stalked their menu online just to see what these two might have been grubbing on. Word is, they ordered lobster. Yep, that screams romantic. And get this, the place runs on seasonal menus. Total luxury dining. One of their sample menus even had stuff like crispy sea bass supreme and, wait for it, free-range pigeon wrapped in puff pastry. Who's out here eating pigeon like it's normal? I've never had that in my life, but I guess it's a thing for rich folks. Honestly, that menu sounds more like an art gallery than dinner. Might be too fancy for me, but hey, to each their own. I just want to know, did Katy really try that pigeon? Anyway, back to the scene. Trudeau's leaning in all serious. Like he's saying, let's not act childish. But now I'm wondering, what exactly is going on here? Katy looked super locked in on whatever Justin was saying, leaning across the table like she was really tuned into the convo. They were sipping on cocktails, chatting it up, and sharing multiple dishes, including that fancy lobster. Real cozy vibes. But don't get it twisted. It wasn't just a casual dinner. There were security guards everywhere. The whole restaurant had eyes on them. With all that security swarming the place, people couldn't help but stare. It was a full-on scene. At one point, the chef himself came out to greet them personally after the meal. But wait, it gets even more VIP. Katy and Justin actually walked into the kitchen afterward to thank the entire staff face-to-face. That's not something you see celebs doing every day.
This is a duo that we didn't expect. Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry were just spotted out for dinner together in Montreal. TMZ reported that the two of them met up for cocktails and dinner at the restaurant. After it was over, they went back to the kitchen to thank the staff personally for having them. Katy is in Montreal right now as part of her lifetime.
But let's be real, Trudeau's a former prime minister. He knows the cameras are always watching. And Katy, she's in Canada for her tour, so this dinner date was definitely going to make headlines. Now here's what I'm thinking. What if this wasn't some random meetup? What if someone behind the scenes actually set this up? Like, hey, Katy's in town, Trudeau's single, let's make it happen. Sounds a little too perfect, right? Y'all might want to try decoding this for yourselves. One comment said, "What do you do for work, Katy?" And someone replied, "I'm an astronaut," basically calling her out for shooting high. Another comment was like, "He's single, rich, and popular." Good catch, Katy. So some people are clearly cheering her on, but not everyone's loving it. One person dropped this messy take. Katy and Orlando broke up in June. Her career's done, and now she's chasing a Canadian politician. And yeah, the way they phrased it was not cute. They even added that Canadians hate Justin Trudeau and said, if he paid for the dinner, that's our tax money. Oof! Canadians, sound off. How do you feel about Justin these days? Now back to Trudeau. This whole situation got folks asking, where did this even come from? Turns out he and his ex-wife, Sophie, officially split in 2023 after being married for 18 years. So yes, he's single now, but this pairing, it still feels like it came out of nowhere. Naturally, I had to dig deeper. Why did Justin and Sophie call it quits? In their official joint statement, they said, after many meaningful and difficult conversations, we have made the decision to separate. But let's be real, that's the PR version. From what I found online, word is Sophie was over Justin being a full-on workaholic. She reportedly asked him not to run for office again, and that might have been a breaking point. She'd been dealing with nonstop public pressure, threats, and all the chaos that comes with being married to a prime minister. It's a stressful life, and apparently, she was done with it. But Justin, he wasn't ready to walk away from that power. He wanted to keep going, and that might have cost him his marriage. One commenter even joked that Katy's just out here trying to snag Canadian citizenship. Honestly, not a bad plan. Another person said, "This match is totally random, but low-key it kind of works." And you know what? They might have a point. Both Katy and Justin are known to be non-stop hustlers. But with two workaholics, how much actual time could they really spend together? Someone commented, "Why wouldn't you want to date a space traveler?" referring to Katy's old stunt with the astronaut joke. She's definitely never living that one down. And honestly, this pairing is so random, it's almost wild enough to make sense. 2025's already been chaotic. So, hey, maybe she'll take Trudeau on her next space mission.
Put blackface on and behave this way as a grown adult teaching. Also, you're a teacher. What kind of example are you setting?
Remember when he was prime minister and he went to India and his whole family dressed up in the Indian outfit, but they didn't.
They overdid it a little bit in India.
I mean, they like to dress up.
He likes to dress up.
But things got a little more serious in the comment section, too. One person pointed out that both Katy and Justin have been linked to scandals involving blackface. Now, that's not exactly relationship goals, but it did spark some curiosity, so let's unpack it. Back in 2019, Katy Perry caught heat for dropping a line of shoes that many said resembled blackface imagery. The backlash was loud and deserved. That design didn't sit right, and people made it known. And then there's Justin Trudeau, whose past, way more intense. Turns out he has multiple incidents of wearing blackface, like a whole timeline. I had no idea it was that deep. Was this common knowledge? Because it feels like something that should have been front page news. Since Justin was prime minister, he had to face the heat and publicly address the blackface controversy. In his apology, he admitted, "Darkening your face, regardless of the context or the circumstances, is unacceptable because of the racist history of blackface. I should have understood that then, and I should have never done it." He also admitted that his lack of awareness likely came from a huge blind spot caused by his privileged upbringing. It was a heavy moment, but people didn't stop there.
Trudeau became an international celebrity, dating beautiful women like Barbara Streisand, meeting John Lennon, Yoko Ono, to lead gatherings, being on the cover of magazines. With all of this media coverage also came a lot of flack, a lot of dislike from Canadians.
He doesn't mind being vulgar, but he doesn't want to do it over a microphone. And don't bring signs saying that I hustle women, because I won't talk to you.
The comment section started digging into the Trudeau family tree. One person said his whole family's always had wild taste in relationships, while another dropped the bomb. It's still mind-blowing that his dad dated Barbara Streisand. That's a throwback no one saw coming. Seems like scandal and unexpected romances just run in the family. Yep, it's true. Barbara Streisand and Pierre Elliott Trudeau were a thing. She was in her mid-20s and he was already 50. For context, Pierre was also a prime minister of Canada back in the day, just like his son Justin. And get this, Barbara even considered marrying him, but ultimately backed out because of the major age gap. She later said the relationship felt a little too intense. Being with a global leader isn't exactly chill. She was just 27 at the time, had a child, and was fresh out of a marriage. Pierre, meanwhile, was way older and deep in political life. So Barbara decided to bounce, head back to LA, and ease away from all that pressure. Honestly, it sounds like she kept him around as a powerful maybe, but never wanted to lock it down. But then I kept scrolling through Reddit, and boom, another wild story popped up. Apparently, Justin Trudeau's mom, Margaret, allegedly had a fling with Mick Jagger back in the 70s. There are even old articles that brought it back up last year. And Mick himself kind of hinted that something did go down between them. That's two major icons connected to the Trudeau family. These romances just keep getting more unpredictable. This rumor's been floating around for years, but when Mick Jagger was back in Canada in 2024, he actually made a slick little joke about how the Trudeau family loves him. Let's just say the crowd wasn't feeling it. The vibe turned awkward real quick.
I mean, we love your Mr. Trudeau. I mean, his family's always been such big fans of our flag.
Now here's where it gets messier. The alleged hookup between Mick Jagger and Margaret Trudeau was super sketchy because people say she cheated on Justin's dad, Pierre. She was only 22 and he was 52 at the time, already raising eyebrows. Word is, she ditched their 6th wedding anniversary party to hang out with the Rolling Stones after a concert. Margaret didn't exactly deny the night either. She once said, "We played dice until about 5 in the morning in my suite. We smoked some dope and talked. It was a good night. It was my new world." And here's the kicker. No one knew she was separated from Pierre yet. So of course, it spiraled into a massive scandal. It looked like cheating, even if technically it wasn't. And out of nowhere, Donald Trump even chimed in on the whole situation with a comment about Margaret. Yup, you read that right. Trump had something to say about Justin Trudeau's mom, and that just took this drama to a whole new level. All the Rolling Stones, and Trump just out here throwing in his 2 cents like always. Dude really says whatever pops into his head. I honestly had no idea the Trudeau family had this much wild history going on. But I know my Canadian fam watching this probably knows way more than I do, so hit up the comments and spill all the extra tea. If I missed something or got any part twisted, tell me. I'm diving headfirst into Canadian history now. I'm hooked. I mostly know US stuff and a bit about Thailand from when I visited and did some digging. But Canada, y'all got some real celeb-level drama in your political scene. If you loved this deep dive, don't forget, subscribe to NoFilter right now. We drop daily celebrity gossip videos every single day. That's right, every day. Hit that like, drop a comment, share it with your messy group chat, and I'll catch you in the next one. You do not want to miss what we've got coming next.